My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku and Todoroki. I almost said Toga, but Todoroki fused together. And they're so. And before we kick things off, I'm using like these images. So, and probably tomorrow or sometime this week, I will, do the what if Deku plus Bakugo, or Bakugo plus Deku fused together. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? So let's start with usually it's like Deku was born kind, but let's start with Endeavor. Ever instead of getting so he had respect for his family. This is my version, not the canon one. So Endeavor in this what if is a different kind of, or he's a whole different personality. So he ends up, or instead of dating, or got married to the Ice Queen thing, he got married to Inko. I was gonna make a fusion of Horikoshi or Inko's husband and Endeavor fuse. But then I realized, nah. So in this what if, or let me explain what this what if is. So there's a legend of if two different quirks, huh, tried to work together as one, it would make a whole different kid. One. So Endeavor tried that on one, or actually he did it like about 4 times. And first three was, or actually with Inko. One was him. He had ice and electricity, or water and electricity, more accurate term. She had fire and wind. their other brother had telekinesis and electricity. So that's 3. And then the 4th one was Todoroki Deku. Now, I'm giving them a different kind of personality. I'm giving Deku the would have the same power level as All Might has. And for the quirk thing that I'm giving him is to conjure up with is ice power. I'm keeping the ice quirk in, and so I'm looking for him. Basically, I have here that when he would have, because I think he had and was Mirio's power. Let's go for that. Mirio's power. Or the one that he phases through walls. Because in the Todoroki's, like him, he never gets he never goes through his ice. Except by using his fire quirk. That's main thing. So, and he still had his ice and his fire and telekinesis. So they went to a quirk doctor, Endeavor and Inko. Went to a quirk doctor. I'll just use this because I don't have that. So quirk doctor says, "Wow, you have 3 quirks inside of you, Zuko." I'm just trying. Or Todoroki Deku. So then, Endeavor could tell that he's telling the truth. So he ends up okay. So he starts training his quirks. He phases through walls, or phases through his ice, and doing all that stuff. Oh. He even went through his fire at one time without him getting burnt. And he went to UA. Or I'm doing a time skip, so if I don't say time skip. That's why. So he's 15, and he's a master at his powers. And he had, or actually, during the school thing, the Bakugo, or how about, I'll just use his, Bakugo name. Red Bakugo, more accurate term. Red, like in color red. Bakugo. Says, what is your quirk before? Or he said, well, as Todoroki, or Todoroki Deku says, I have 3 quirks. How about you? Oh, I have 2 quirks. One explosion, and the other is hardening. Hardening quirk. It allows, if both of them fuse together, or actually, that gives me, I'm changing that. So he says, I have hardening explosion. It allows the user to, instead of sweating bullets, or actually, it's still similar, but his explosions are way harder to hit. Or kind of like what Bakugo tried to do to, or that, and how do I explain it without sounding, I'll just straight up say it. It's similar to Bakugo's, final battle in canon at a sports festival thing, where he says, impact, boom. But 100 trillion times powerful or stronger than that anime or canon Bakugo. So then he says, that's cool, actually. But mine's a little bit different. As he, like a ice wall, just an ice wall. And he walked right through the ice wall. And one of the students thinks that's cool. It was, of course, out of the school's range thing. So then he ends up, and for that, when he goes through walls, he can, it's way more superior to Mirio's one. The one that, phases through walls. Well, he actually has a superior one. Hold on. He has a superior one that, compared to Mirio. He actually can grab people or any object that he touches can phase through with him. Like if he grabs, his brother's arm, and some random bullet just came out of nowhere and shot at him, it would phases right through them, like they're not even there. So that is pretty powerful. And his flames, he can basically use his flames for everything. Like he just straight up, he can make, or he has a superior version compared to his counterpart, to Todoroki. He just uses orange flames, but he uses his rainbow flames. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So, when getting to the exam, he didn't fall, but or during the school thing, the second year, he met Toga. Huh? Oh god. And she what, or they are like, is that Toga from, or twice Toga? It's, or it was supposed to be double Toga. And she has as twice as quirk and Toga's is quirk, the canon one. But their quirks fuse together to create cloning. Basically, if she takes like someone's blood, like if takes like I'll just use class 1A. Like if she became a hero, she clones like who will Jiro, just use Jiro canon one. And so there would be 4 copies of her in reality. So she and him was best friends with Red Bakugo. And so they all 3 of them went to UA exam. And the racing Mike, it's similar, or I'm trying to think, Mr. Music Mike, or whatever his name is. I'll just use, or actually his brother, his brothers and his sister wants to go. So they went, they got in. So the music Mike, or racing Mike, I'm trying to figure out, okay, because so it's like eraser heads and music Mike fused together. They start talking, or he starts talking about he already did the papers. He was super intelligent. And he was quick on his feet. Like, he even took out 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers. And I'm also going to add 4-pointers and 5-pointers too to it. So Todoroki, or Todoroki Deku, actually he broke the school's record about 42 times. That impresses Endeavor. Like, what? And his sister and his brother, there's always been, like, second, third, Todoroki and Deku, and they're like, yeah. So, it's almost similar to canon, but of course, when the 0-pointer came, Momo Ochako, Oraka, or Momo Oraka, that's what I'll just say. He got stuck underneath, and so he grabbed her and phased right through made her phase right through the rocks. And he saved her life, and they start going back, and he already took care of the robot. He used his flame power, like his ultimate attack, where he actually used both sides, or all of his quirks, and or both quirks at the same time to create smoke, or not smoke, like fog, more accurate term. So then, in that universe, everybody was fused together. Like, big strong guy, with human Pikachu, all that stuff. And then they so he got into class 1A, or like them, and then even his sister and his brothers got in. And then I'm skipping the heroes versus villains, because the Todoroki Deku won. And before that, Momo or Hako or Oraka, Momo Oraka. That's what I'm trying to figure out her name. She ends up thanking him, and they're like, okay. So then, and when days go by, Momo Araka has had a little bit of a feelings for Todoroki Deku. So he ends up, at USJ, he actually Endeavor told him that probably USJ will happen. Okay? As Nezu, this is my version of Nezu. He is quite calm. Like, go ahead. So then, sorry. So they all like went into USJ, UAJ, or yeah. So sorry, okay. So then the villain showed up, and they're like, "We're here to kill All Might and all of you that supports him." As Todoroki Deku says, fighting's more not my style. So he knows that but his brother, guess where his brother is? Him. He actually went critical. Like, he can. So he basically obliterated every villain, or like sending them to his pocket universe, more like a term. Like, boom. As Toga actually she saw his brothers move, and so she ends up smiling at him. So he was smiling at her back. With both of them, or actually, their mother was pretty good to her. Don't mind him. He's just actually, it was supposed to be him. So he comes out and like, oh, I'm gonna, or actually he was supposed to be fusion of that handyman guy. Not him, but him and where's Dobby? Where's that Dobby guy? I saw him earlier. Just picture Dobby. Picture him as Dobby. So both of them had, or actually, erasing flames that, or decay flames. it's like once you get like touched or by like its flames, you're done. So let me. So basically, picture him and that other guy. Sorry. Both of them like fused together, and then so Toga or like twice or double Toga, huh? No love, and then her mother. I don't have her picture of what her mother looks like. Do you know that canon one, the blue-haired girl? Yeah. Well, in this what if there's a different version of her. She looks more like that one, but with blue skin and dark green hair. Or to show you the same. So I'm just using this picture. So Toga has, or double Toga, as mother. Sorry. That's bothering me right now. Sorry. It was Carolus. Hence, he was as her. Just picturing her. So they were like, okay, or because I'm adding like mind reader thing to that Carolus. Curious to it, to her. So she ends up so she says, "Go ahead, bruh, or go ahead, daughter. Honor, you can date him." As Endeavor can tell that someone's fallen in love with his son. And so then Todoroki, or Deku, was training, and he actually or Momo's or Raka's, I'm trying to say her name, she had feelings for him. Right after USJ, her parents, and like her parents knew that she's fallen in love, because since after your exam, she's fallen in love with Zuko, or Todoroki Deku, more accurate term. And she says, go ahead to go on a date. As she's blushing through it. Alright. So, then after, of course, Todoroki, deku, got called into the office by Nezu. I'll just use him. So, Nezu told him that his brother is going to be banned for 1 week. And don't worry, it's not all about you. Don't worry. Nezu says. Huh? He says, oh, okay. So, as he tells him, or as Nezu tells him that they or actually not Nezu, sorry. All Might actually when after he saw All Might, his number one hero, he actually All Might decides he would be the one first choosing. So he secretly gave All Might gave to Todoroki Deku one for all. Oh, as he becomes way too powerful. Like his flames were white flames. His eyes became more clearer and he could go through anything. Like he was buffed. Or it's the same. There was nothing really changes. So basically he has 4 quirks now. So then they're like, okay. So then all of that happens. At Sports Festival, Todoroki Deku won, followed by Bakugo, and of course Momo Rozu thing. Momo Oraka comes at 3rd. Because so then I was gonna add a version of myself, or version of the from alternate universe thing. So then, after sports, or not, during the sports festival, Inko and Nindever says, ready to have another child. So they did, and they had her. So she had her father's fire. She also had telekinesis. She even had like 5 quirks. Right. She was born with 5 quirks inside of her. She had her father's fire, her mother's telekinesis, her brothers is like ice, or not ice. Yeah, ice, and phases through walls. And her other brothers is powerful self thing. So basically, she can't end the world if she became a villain. But lucky for her, Nezu says, go right ahead, we'll roll her in. So then, Todoroki Deku was in the first round against the normal brain dude and won. And then he went up against his brother on there. And some reason, Todoroki Deku won that round. Like, what the heck? And then the final round, or actually, yeah, final round was against Red Bakugo. He beats Momo Oraka. And so he got lost to Zuko. So then it was Todoroki Deku first, Bakugo second, and Water Frog. It was the fusion of him, Dark Shadow, and Frebbit. And so both of them was like, okay, winner, chicken dinner. So then she, the pro hero, thinks that's cool. But Endeavor had an agency thing too, similar to his like canon one. So Todoroki Deku worked with his father, and he actually pretty much aced everything. Like, he went phased right through Stain's blades thing, like dodged, and froze him in ice, and he did all of that. As he tells Stain that you're lucky that you have, or this is what he says: "You're lucky, Stain. You aren't against my brother. You think I'm powerful. You are no match for me or my brother." He was referring to his overpowered brother that he has. And he says, or actually he says, wait here, okay? He made a block that Sting can't never go through as he took Ida Tenya and Native away. Trying to add what Ida Tenya was fused with, but I do know that Ida Tenya is pretty fast, so trying to think. Well, that chubby guy right there in the background, right there. Because his quirk is like fire, right? Not like flames. But hold on, give me 1 minute. Because he has impact. So basically he can use impact and speed to make him go faster, and when they both fuse, so it's called super pat. So he ends up like he can throw one item into the air, like throws it, and he can basically could pierce right through anything. So basically they all, it's almost similar to canon, but during the camp art thing, in the musclier, instead of going to Coda, he went right to Todoroki Deku. Because this is not canon one. This is not like canon version of musclier. He is a different kind of musclier thing. He actually was always been the best friends to Zuko or Todoroki Deku. He saved him multiple times. So he ends up, or he's always angry at someone, or so he ends up like punching right through and didn't kill Todoroki Deku, because he actually had respect for him. Still, he never had that kind of angry in his bone or bad bone in his body, because so then he ends up like doing all that stuff, and so then he gets captured by how will I put this? If Magnus and Compress fused together, would he be Mr. Magnus, Ultra Magnus. I'll just use that. So, okay. So that he can, so she can, he use it when every time he touches a person or anything, and if it's long, like if he gets knocked back, it's like a yo-yo or a boomerang. He can comes, amen. As he can also undo it by just snapping his fingers. So then, Todoroki, Deku, or they didn't, or when, or at the pros, Endeavor's all upset, like, why, my son's got captured? I'm so gonna kill somebody. As All Might's trying to calm him down, because he's seen him mad before, and he ends up like, boom, blew half of the thing down. As Todoroki Deku, he was the smartest one. So he used his own ice ability, or he actually phases through the chair, and he can use his flame quirk, like basically his ice and like, or his flame to shoot up into the air, and then or Endeavor got radioed in, and he like took off like a meteor hitting a planet thing. So then, right to where Todoroki Deku is at, and he warps away because of All for One forced to warp him away, and then he ends up. So Endeavor and All Might lost, and him or Todoroki Deku iced them away. So he ran right into All for One, like punched him with such group force. Boom. And broke his mask. And he used his phase through, like he phased right through and ends up hitting All for One in the back, as he was moving faster than Ida Tinya's is when he's using his full quirk. Boom, 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 boom. So he became embodiment of steam, basically. And he is pretty powerful. Then after that, Chacos, or no, or Momo Chaco, or Momo Oraka market term. Trying to think of names, but if you have any names in the comments, just of name her and then name the rock or the red Bakugo. Oh, so then Endeavor was impressed that Zuko can move that fast, or Todoroki Deku moves so faster than anyone. Like he, or all of them. So then after that, Momo Raka finally confesses to Todoroki Deku that she wanted. This is what she says. She wanted to get married to him, as his he was so like embarrassed, like, so then he accepted it. So both of them got married and was the kid that had his mother's powers, rate of gravity. That's what I'll name it. And he also had the fire quirk, ice quirk, and the face through walls, and he so those three, and all three or all five of them fused together into the gun of creation. I'm trying to think of a name, but so no, so an endeavor was because Endeavor's was the best friends to Momo's Oraka's parents. Her parents told Endeavor if that's okay, if his their sister or no, their daughter gets married to his son. He says sure. And so then he actually had so much power that so then of course his 1 week has passed. It was actually half a week has passed, and the Todoroki Deku got a present for, because it was Momo Ochako. Hoko's birthday was after that 1 week thing. So he made her a little bit of an ice statue of himself. Or glass version of himself. Oh, and and glass earrings and all that stuff. So then, and during the same time, when they were like getting the birthday set up, Double Toga, I'm trying to think of her name. So Double Toga finally asked Todoroki Deku's brother to go date her, and so he said sure, and then they both got married and had a kid with them, because the clone quirk, like her clone, and with the overpowered power of his, you might say the world's almost going to be in chaos in 5 seconds. So then, all the weird stuff. And then, if you were going to ask me about whatever happened to the USJ villains ones, well, they all got teleported to the pocket universe. Then, shortly after, they got released into the actual prison, and the Nomu got killed by Todoroki Deku before. So, just to be safe, on the safe side. So, and the one true villain was actually okay. I'm trying to add someone into this series, or into this what if, but it would be a multiverse Deku. Or Deku, or Zuko of Zuko, the Lord of Multiverse. So he brought his so then he told them that let the multiverse fuse with all of you. As All Might says that won't never happen, as he comes in with 100% or 1,000,000% smash, but the the Zuko Kata fist of All Might, and he says, "You used to be my favorite idol on my home world, or my multiverse." As he punches him right where his sore spot thing was at, his right in the face, and sending him flying all the way back to UA front gates. As then all the pro heroes, student heroes, they all went and attacked Zuko all at once, but Todoroki Deku had a power to do basically anything. So he actually fog, and then he basically went right through and hit him behind in the back. Boom. As he or his brother, or actually he told his brother to go Super Saiyan, like go all the way to his level. As he goes right to his level and he punched Lauren all the way into every world. Or like he kicked him out of the universe of his, and you know where he landed up? In canon. And they're like, okay, dumb. So then all of them like did that. Been there, done that. Sorry. And Sergeant Stripes was there. She and him kicked the Zuko right out of their multiverse into somewhere else. So they and in the other past what if before this one, the Todoroki Deku was in that battle of what if one. He never shows his true powers to any of them. So this is the add-on for it. So have fun, don't die, and have a great day or night, or depends on who is